New York's the highest conviction rate out of any state, right?
Yeah. And most of the time when you talk to people that's got wrongful convictions, it's from New York. Like a guy named Eric Glisson, who was a member of the Bronx Six. He done 17 years, I think, wrongfully convicted.
Jeez.
Jeffrey Deskovic done another 17 years. He got out and became a lawyer. Once he became a lawyer, Andre, the gentleman I was just talking about, that was the guy that he's the first person that he helped get out as being part of his legal team. Yeah, Jeffrey's an awesome dude, man. He went to jail when he was 17 years old, basically got hosed by the cops into false confession, and, luckily DNA evidence, proved him to be innocent, and he was exonerated, and he got a lot of money. They said he almost bankrupted the county. He got so much money. But, I mean, that's good. They deserve that.
17 years, man.
17 years. At 17 years old, those are his prime years. That's the prime of your life. And now all that's over. And when you get out, you still have that stigma. I still have it. Even though I didn't necessarily do time in prison, but I still have that stigma as the guy that, shot somebody, the guy that was charged for this.
Right.
And no matter what, because you get a good lawyer and you beat the case, people are going to think that's the only reason you beat it, when really you were innocent to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's the stigma you have to
It'll always follow you, right?
Yeah.
There was probably a ton of negative PR about you, too.
Oh, yeah. And, not one person reached out when I was dropped.
Really?
None of them. Man, it was wild because when I got out of prison, or when I got out of jail, county jail, when I pulled in, there was like 2 news vans right outside my house. There was news vans at the jail, and there was news vans at my house. And, they would stay in there throughout the week, just camped out at the end of the road. And then it finally died off, but everybody runs stories on it, all the local news. And then once it got dropped, now granted it was 5 years later, but once it finally got dropped and dismissed, nobody reached out to me at all.
To be fair, they probably don't get as many views.
Yeah. Oh no, those kind of stories don't. They like the bad ones. And that was, when this thing wound up, I told you I was doing the podcast, doing work, and mind you, I had to go from like a job where I was making like $100,000 a year plus, depending on overtime. It fluctuated, down to about $40,000 a year.
Damn.
Because it's that pending murder charge really kind of dampens your ability to get a job. And I had that happen quite a few times where my record got run and they seen that and they didn't offer me the gig. So I had to take way less money, which is even harder to try to fight this thing, because every time you do something and every time something's got to be done in a case, it costs money.
Yeah.
Money for this, money for that, money for forensics people.